Hi, Caitlin here. So I wanted to discuss. I have a little person with me right now, a little fur child. Her name's Maisie. But I wanted to discuss the Crystal Lake tours that I went on. And I think the best way to start is from the start. So when I stumbled upon this advertisement, I believe it was on Facebook, one of those things that your phone listens to you and like it starts sending you stuff. You're like, oh, I actually like that. So I got sent it and I checked out everything they had. And I was a little bummed out that on Friday the 13th, all the tours are booked out. So I put myself on the email list because, like, if they ever have another tour on Friday the 13th or if they open a new like slot, I would like to know and I would sign up because I was really keen on like, I have to have that day. Instead, I ended up getting an email that said, I might have another cat join me. Instead, I got an email that said, hey, we have overnight stay for September. I signed up immediately. Like, I whipped out my credit card as fast as a ninja with, like, ninja stars. I was like, and I signed up, and then I get an email later on. It said, hey, so due to certain situations, we had to reschedule this overnight stay. We hope the date is okay. If not, we could refund you. Like, we're totally okay refunding you because technically we're the ones changing the date on you. They changed it to Friday the 13th. I was so ecstatic. It was like meant to be. These tours, they all have descriptions. So there's like day ones, there's overnight ones. They can get cold at night. Remember, this is fall, not summer. Then they have ones that are tour, but you also get to see the movie there. And it's really nice that like you literally just saw the place and then you see the movie itself. So if the overnight stay is not your budget, that one's really good too. If that one's not your budget, watch it at home. Watch it at home and then go there. So you get a little bit more nostalgia. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's this scene. I was standing right there. It's really interesting. And why? So, hi, Rubes. So, oh, what are you doing? Why we destroy things? So these are not scare tours. They are, no, sorry. She's very mischievous. Her name is Ruby. This is Maisie. So these are not scare tours. It's not a tour you go to and people are going to pop out of the woods. There's no Jason Voorhees or Mrs. Voorhees that are going to pop out and scare you. That is not going to happen. Okay, it's exclusively, so like I would say it's fairly safe for like, teens. Like, I would not say children, but it's fairly safe for teens because of the nature of the film. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't bring a kid there. And I believe it's 18 plus anyways because of the rating and stuff. The other thing that's really good to know before you sign up is that this is it's Camp No B Bo Sco. So those are like little bits of words. So no is north, B is Bergen. So North Bergen, Boy Scouts. So that's what it stands for. It kind of sounds like a Native American name, so it's kind of cool. And, this is a Boy Scout campground. When you're there, when there's tours, the Boy Scouts are not there. When the Boy Scouts are there, the tours are not there. This is also a camp that you can't just drive up to and take a picture next to the sign, like the really iconic Camp Crystal Lake one. It's not that type of camp. Like you can't just come and go as you please. It's for security reasons. And they definitely make you feel safe. Like they definitely count people, make sure everything's good. But one of the first things you do is that when you drive there, if you drove far away like me, you're going to line up. You're going to see line starts here and then you all line up. So like the first 4 people, we hung out for a little bit. We got to know each other. They all had a little laugh that I was eating my ramen I brought with me with scissors because I forgot a fork. And, eventually we did get to go in. We did see some people walk by and try to take a picture of the sign. They didn't realize the sign is just Crystal Lake Tours. It's not the Camp Crystal Lake one, probably because it gets stolen. So, people did try to do that. And there's actually a cop there because especially we were there on Friday the 13th, so I don't know if the cop's always there, but he definitely was there, and it was a detail he was doing because it was Friday the 13th. And things can get very interesting, and you just need to be cautious. So we eventually did go in, and they all said, hey, can you show me your phone or your printed ticket and show me that you actually have it, because it would be very awkward to try to get somebody to turn around and get out of line because they don't have their ticket. So the important thing they first give you is this. So this is VIP Friday, 10/13, 3:30 p.m., Crystal Lake Tours. You have to keep this on. Because it's an overnight tour, I don't recall them really looking for my wristband, but I think they just do it to everybody so that nobody feels like they're being given like treatment like, oh, we don't trust you. Just everybody does it. It's just everybody does it. It's an all or none principle. The overnight people, they didn't check our bracelets because we're there and they get to know this and we're there for hours. So they didn't check it, but you still put it on and just keep it on. I washed my hands and everything. It's perfectly fine. So then as you are there, they waiting in line, you get a scrapbook ticket. It's just, I wouldn't always call it a scrapbook ticket, but it's a scrapbook slash, one you could frame with the rest of your stuff. It's really interesting and it's very decent thickness for the material. So also while you're there, you get Crystal Lake Tours like little pamphlet thing, and it has the year because these rules change. But one of the ones I was scared of because I was wearing this with like 80s looking like jogging shorts and then like the 80s socks. I was a little worried because eventually it does say in here, do not dress up. Where is it? But it basically says like, do not dress up. And I think no costumes. So I wouldn't call this a costume. I was dressing 80s and it just so happened to say Crystal Lake Tours, like Camp Crystal Lake. So, I was a little worried, but because it is a Boy Scout camp, there's other things. No smoking, no vaping on property, no costumes, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, no audio or video recording of your tour guide. So your tour guide themselves, they don't want to be famous. Like I did do quick little clips, like where you have somebody with you bang the light so it swings back and forth, and then someone holds the axe behind the curtain and you just go, I did that. That's a small little video. So I think some people misunderstood this, and I wouldn't do a full video the whole time. They don't want that because they want people to actually go to this and they still want to be in business. Plus they do it for charity. So to them, it's a little like heartfelt, like you're taking away from their charity if you post too much, like too much. You must be professional, no professional commercial photo or video equipment. So no tripods and stuff. I don't recall anybody with a selfie stick. There's a lot of places lately that say no selfie sticks. So, I mean, you could bring that, but definitely this means no tripod. But no monetized photography or videography. Like, I'm just giving a video of my experience. I think this is more so like, I'm not telling you everything. I'm telling you what it's like to go there and the experience. I'm not telling you everything to a point that it affects their business. If anything, my goal is to tell you all the bits and pieces so that you're prepared and you know what this is like. Like, I didn't know that there wouldn't be someone in the woods to scare me. I was a little scared of that happening, and he told me that's not going to happen. So then as you open it, when you're waiting in line, you notice all this stuff. It's all very nicely printed. And as you are there, they even tell you things like, hey, this little necklace with a piece of wood, this is actually a piece of wood from the original docks that were in the water. Docks fall apart over time. So the ones that are on the beach when you go there are second generation, but this is like from the original docks. So definitely these are worth it. I'm pretty sure you could try to call them online and get some of this stuff. So some of the things that I did end up getting, because it's an overnight stay and some of these are gifts, I'm not telling you which ones are gifts. I'm not telling you which ones I purchased because things can change. So one of the things, and I do believe because another YouTuber did say that he did get this, it's for hydration purposes. I got this and I got a sticker because I just wanted mine to be different from other people. I remember near the gift shop, the hot water was not as hot. The one in the dining hall is super hot. So depending on how you like your tea and coffee, do that accordingly. The one near the shop is just hot water, sugar-free fruit punch, and iced tea. The iced tea is like Lipton iced tea, so it has a little bit of lemon. I didn't expect that. I thought it was just going to be plain iced tea because I work in service bars and I just assumed it's not. It's like the mixed, Lipton iced tea. And the tea bags were Lipton. And then they have a few different sugars, so you definitely could do like the sugar-free option. Definitely, they accommodate, certain dietary preferences. Then in the dining hall, that coffee is super hot, that water is super hot. Please be careful. And I think they make it that way. Oh no, please do not knock over my tripod. Ruby, can we behave? Hi. Yeah, sorry. So there's coffee and tea in the dining hall as well. Just know that it's extra hot there. At both stations, they also have hot cocoa, which is just your typical Swiss Miss. The Swiss Miss is not dairy free. The iced tea, I think, might have been sugar free, and the fruit punch was sugar free. So that's just something to know. If you do the overnight tour, you could tell them about your dietary preferences, and he did make sure to have things that were dairy free. So I definitely had a lot of veg and stuff I could eat for dinner. And in the morning, I had a lot of fresh fruit to eat from, and they had pumpkin grits that were dairy free. And I thought that was the sweetest thing. And the guy was like, he's like, is it lactose intolerant or allergy? Because my grill does have, dairy on it, but I could scramble a few eggs without any milk in it. And I was like, oh, let's not do that because I don't want to get sick. But yeah, so you could refill this and stay hydrated your whole time, which is really great. Another thing is, so that thing I have seen someone YouTube before that this does come with it, and I'm not sure exactly what tour he had. Mine is the overnight tour. Every tour is different. So I also got like a cute little beer koozie. It's by the company Koozie. And it says Crystal Lake Tours in red. I just feel it. I love the color red. It's just camp blood. So it's just, it's nice. One of the things you look for in, oh, okay. It is not, I'm aggressive proof. I'm not a beer koozie type of person, but now you know, I could probably fix that because I have a sewing machine. But yeah, it will rip if you do a quick tug. So don't do that. There's also Crystal Lake Tours eye mask. You sleep overnight. There's no curtains. This is a good call. So the thing is, it is not that stretchy. But the thing is, with things like this, you can, try to get it to learn to stretch. But this was so tight, I just didn't do it. My favorite thing to do, which I always keep here because I do take naps on my couch, is when you sleep somewhere, if you just, this is not tour related, this is my personal thing, you just go like this. It's satin, it's breathable, it's smooth. I know some people do not like having their whole face covered. You could breathe through this, and because I chose a dark color to purchase, I got this like on Amazon a long time ago. It's just satin, it's cheap. Satin will make you sweat more, so if it's in the summer, I wouldn't suggest it. But, if you're a face sweater, I'm not a face sweater. But this over your face is so much better than an eye mask because you have nothing like, under your ear, over your ear. I've had so many troubles with eye masks. This was my best idea I ever came up with. So this was not used on the tour. I'm a sucker. It says Crystal Lake Tours. Come on. But yeah, I ended up using this. And another thing, and I haven't been drinking it this whole time. You'd think I would. I mean, this is a steam trunk. I probably don't need it. But Crystal Lake Tours, it's like got the rubber things. They don't have much give. And then one of the other things I always look for is, if I push it, will it move? Oh, okay, so this is good. I'm not testing this if it's chip proof. I'm ruining my mug. I love this mug. So cute. So the imperfections are there already on all of them. It's to make it look like it's roughly just put together real quick, like camper style. So first I was like, I don't know. But then I was like, you want to know what? It adds to the look that it's, Crystal Lake Tours. So that's really good. Another thing is that there is this lap blanket. It is about, I am 5'3", so they say your arm span is your height. All right, so it's about 5 feet by, oh, that's not that long. 5 feet by maybe 4. So this is pretty cute. 1935. I believe that's the year they actually started. And I have to fold this and prop it back up later because my cats love kneading blankets and I don't want this destroyed. So this camp tour is really great. I highly suggest it. And they even have it, these little top loaders, I think they call them, are $5. They've been $5 at other conventions too. It's a very fair price. There are prices for what you want to do. Do you want a selfie? Do you want this professional glossy photo? And then they have a donation jar. This whole camp is very charitable. I cannot emphasize that enough. They donate like thousands and thousands of dollars to a camp that's for kids with cancer. So these aren't just regular kids going to camp. They have to do their cancer treatments at the same time. And at this camp, they actually have a nurse always on site and stuff like that. And, I would just think that kids that get to go together at something like that, it would just be so good for them because they don't feel alone. Like you get to like talk to others and be like, they get to relate to each other. So it's like a very humbling thing that they contribute to something like that. These are glossy, so they're very hard to take pictures of. I ended up going to Walgreens and just scanning them. I'm sure there's other places you could scan. So this one is the first photo they said. They're like, oh, just take a photo. And then they're like, give me your best horror pose. And I immediately went on the ground and died. And he told me, the photographer, he said out of all the years, I think they said they did 90 something tours. And they said 2 years ago is when they said, all right, your funny pose, your horror pose, and 2 or 3 people just laid out like this, like a victim on the ground. And he's like, out of all the years, like it took that long for someone to do that. And I never thought of it myself. I thought of it because I'm a cosplayer. So I just fully want to act and have fun. And I like making people laugh. And in this photo, if you look at my other social media, you could see some people are laughing. Some people are looking like, they're like, wait, did she really just lay down? And some of them go along with it. And, it's pretty fun. So another thing that is there is Camp Crystal Lake backpacks. They have things for you to put here. So this, much better than the koozie. I kind of like it that it's got this rubber thing. And sometimes there's rubber and it doesn't have these slits. So this will actually bunch up and those little gaps get filled. So it's not like just this big hard piece. It's flexible. That's very nice. The other thing I like is that here there's 2 zippers. Here there's 2 zippers. You could lock your bag. I am a huge fan of being able to lock things because you just never know. And it's just better. And I've done traveling abroad. I've watched security cameras before and had to pick up phone calls for people calling us to check for things on camera. You never know. Just lock your stuff. It's less of a hassle. You just know your stuff is safe. And I'm a huge person where like I freak out if I can't find something. And I just like knowing it's because I misplaced it. I don't have to ever worry about someone stealing because my stuff's always locked. My preference. I'm only showing the front here, I'm not showing the rest. But for the overnight, you do get camp songs. You get to sing along. There are pages and there are names of the songs. I'm not telling you which ones because you got to go there and get the full experience and be shocked And, it's more of an experience if you learn yourself. Like, I don't want, it's like telling you what happens at the end of a movie. I can't tell you what happens at Crystal Lake. That would defeat the purpose. The other one, which I will show briefly, is because 80% is on that campsite, some of it is not. So they give you a cute little map. They're like, all right, we are here. This is a camp, okay? And if you go down, because I'm assuming you want to go to the highway, right? As you go down, you have all these other things you could visit. I only visited the diner because I feel like the diner is just so iconic. Like, I just love diners. I love vintage. So I went to the diner. I actually popped in. I said hi, and they were very sweet. They're like, "Oh, can I help you?" I was like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, "I just came from the Crystal Lake tours, and I just wanted to go inside to say I've been inside and just check it out. Is that okay? I'm not using the bathroom or anything. I just want to check it out." She's like, "Oh yeah, okay, honey." So the staff there, super sweet. Because you have such a hearty breakfast at the camp, I don't think you could really eat again after. Maybe I could have grabbed a cup of coffee before I go, like a to-go cup. But I don't even know if they do that. So they're very sweet, and you could talk to them. And then I went to the cemetery. The cemetery is very difficult. This is a little inside intel you do need to know. There's like something with a parking lot on the side, and it kind of looks like an apartment complex. I made sure I was well enough away from the stop sign, pulled over with my hazard lights on, and behind me, people would have enough time to see me. Plus, my car's bright red. How could you not see me? But you know how people are nowadays. So I did that, and then you look both ways, and because of the time you leave for the overnight tour, you kind of sort of, I don't suggest this is what I did because I'm a very daredevil type of person. Do not do this. I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you what I did because I'm stupid sometimes. I stood in the middle of the road because that was how I got the best shot. And then when I left, I noticed that there was a car that pulled into that apartment complex, like tiny complex. It's like probably 12 buildings tops. And they were ready to pull over where I was and probably take a picture too. Because you have some people that you start noticing that you both were at the same tour and you both went to go see the sights. I actually saw my new buddy Zach at the diner. He just wanted to take a photo. He just pulled over on the side and took a picture. Probably wanted to go home. I wanted to actually go in. If they had vintage cups, like really like old school vintage, like mugs with the saucer, kind of like the ones that were on display at the Nobi Bosco, I definitely would have purchased one. Kind of like when you go to Red Arrow Diner and you see the mugs. Like if that diner had one, I probably would have purchased it. But I actually looked, they only had like sweatshirts. And I was a little sad they didn't have like vintage style mugs. Not bashing you, just saying if you ever check out this video or if someone works there, maybe you could tell them that. And if I visit again, because I forgot to take a picture with the Jeep, how did I forget that? I don't know. But I probably would do a tour again. And maybe not the overnight, but I would definitely do a tour again. And okay, maybe I'll do the overnight again. But I definitely want, a picture near the Jeep. But I just didn't, I'm not a Jeep person, so I didn't think about it. And after I was like, but that was where one of the people met their end. I have to be careful with my words. I keep forgetting that. I apologize. But, where one of them met their end. And, but this is 80% of the film site is on the campsite. This is kind of like the other places. So it is a very, very nice tour. I think I covered most of the very important stuff. I want to extra emphasize, I cannot tell you, at this site, this happened. At this site, that happened. You get insight into like, oh, how you see this in the movie? That road actually ... Or they say, hey, do you remember this scene? It turns out that actor ... Oh, we had one of the actors or actresses come over. I don't want to tell you everything. Come over, and it's like spoiler. I don't want to spoil anything. So one of the actors or actresses came over, and they were trying to help them find site, and they couldn't. Why? Because things change. Trees grow. A plow could have moved something, or, trees can grow over things and, or fall down. So if you're looking for that natural landmark, it's probably not there. Or trails get made by deer, and sometimes deer don't make that trail anymore, so it disappears. Like, deer actually do have common paths and somewhat make a trail themselves, and they could disappear. So the person said, hey, look, kid, and then ... I don't want to tell you everything, but it's very nostalgic that, like, you see the tour and then you see the movie and you're just like, oh, that was right there. It's just so good. I highly suggest it, and I'm surprised my little nugget here has slept the whole time. Oh, I want to have her say goodbye with us. All right. This is Caitlin and Maisie signing off. Yeah. You don't care. She's a half Maine Coon. Yeah. All right. But yeah, this is Katie signing off. I think I covered most of it. I will include links of, the main website, and I'll include links that are the current things for available tickets, stuff like that. Keep in mind that websites can change what they have, so I will include them to the best of my abilities. And I hope that some of these things interest you. I will include the shop as one of the links on top of where the tickets are. Tickets change all the time. Make sure you always read the descriptions. Don't sign up for one and think it's an overnight tour. Don't sign up for one that says night tour and think it is overnight. Pretty sure they try to make sure that's very clear. There's day tours, night tours, overnight. You could always call them and ask. But I highly suggest it. It's really great for Friday the 13th / horror fans, especially because it's like, a really old one. Like, I love the original ones from the 80s and 90s. I love that type of horror because it's its own thing. It was a time era where, I hate to say this, but people were not as sensitive, so it was very vulgar. So, and in your face. So, I hope you enjoy the video. I do have other social media. I'm pretty much on everything as Caitlin Kensington, and Twitter's the only one that's Caitlin Kensing, because a ton is a lot. It wouldn't fit. So I just hope you enjoy, and take care and stay safe.